Hello, my loves. Welcome, willkommen to this week's Elevated Astrology with me, your host, Psychic Consigliere and Madam President of the 𝚑𝚊𝚗𝚎, Natalie, spelled Natalee. This week is going to be glorious. I hope that you are all very, very excited for it. But first, what makes this elevated astrology different from every other astrological weekly overview that you will see on YouTube is the fact that it's coming from an energy master. So hello, if you've never met me, I am Natalie. It's spelled Natalee. And I am a professional screenwriter. I do this here on the side. I run my own, in my spare time, I run my own club called the 𝚑𝚊𝚗𝚎 since 2019. Our three-word manifesto is truth, love, and integrity. I do uploads here on YouTube. I do lots of channeling for two collectives over on Patreon, leaders and other energy masters. What does energy mastery mean? It means that we are into lucid dreaming, psychic abilities, telekinesis, spirit mediumship, telepathy, remote viewing, astral projection, and much more. So if any of that is interesting to you, there's another weekly that is up on the Patreon for $11.11 a month. And guys, I understand that money and finances are a psychological hologram symbol that we're using in this physical world, physical reality, to equate and to mean appreciation and value and exchange. So I greatly, deeply appreciate your patronage and your support over on Patreon. Some of you are on Patreon, some of you are on Text, Zelle, but thank you so very much. I love and appreciate every single one of you, and I have like a special stuff planned for my patrons coming up. You can also follow me over on the TikTok. I post daily over there, twice a day, same time every day. And what you're going to get in this specific special weekly for YouTube is the most elevated energy of the planets. Every planet is a source of energy, just like every human being, bug, and animal is its own little unique source of energy. And what you guys are going to get are the very highest vibrations. And here's the big difference is that everyone on YouTube, and especially all the astrologers giving you astrology on YouTube or on other platforms, are operating and speaking from a negative polarity perspective. And this is like life orientation, okay? So in that perception, they're locked into a perception where they are experiencing reality. And hearing them talk about astrology and how they kind of view it philosophically is very interesting, because some of them will say that the planets are like reflecting us back to us. Some of them believe that it's reflective, like astrology is reflective of the will of God. So it's very varied and very interesting. Anyway, but they're locked into the perception of life where it's happening to them. They are in the world. Whereas here on my YouTube channel and going very deeply further into technique, education, and instruction over on the Patreon, we are locked into a positive polarity perception of reality, which means that it's not happening to us, it's happening from us. We're not in the world, we are the world. So it's a very drastically different way of seeing the world, and thereby drastically affecting how differently you walk and behave and live your life. So if any of that is interesting for you and you are new to the Patreon, watch that pinned video to the very top. It's called The Beginning of Phenomena. That's going to onboard you immediately. Attached are all the links and all of the materials and all the tools that you need. Also, we have everything, the whole 𝚑𝚊𝚗𝚎 kit for the Aries solar eclipse is up on the Patreon as well. And so you have lots of available tools, from subliminals to songs to music to guided meditations to text to video coverage of the astrology to tarot messages for those two collectives over on the Patreon. You have absolutely everything that you need to live your most majestic reality. So any of you that are interested in the nuts and bolts of manifestation, the nuts and bolts of timeline shifting, I'm recording in a different spot because I just want to see like the sky and outside. I love being outside. So we're gonna be playing with the lighting this whole entire video. But that's over there for you to avail. And yeah, that's for you guys. And then let's now get into the week for this week ahead. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of this week ahead. And this is just going to be one of those weeks where we're finally getting it done. We're finally like doing the thing. We're finally moving forward, moving forward. And it kind of builds an intensity and excitedness throughout the entire week, getting to the very end of the week. And I think everyone should feel very excited, regardless of what's happening. So just a small little recap of whatever happened over this weekend with your Aries solar eclipse. See what I do here? I'm like Jerry from Conspiracy Theory. Like I'm a professional screenwriter, and then like I run my whole decentralized online community, like additionally. Whatever happened over this past weekend was exactly what's supposed to happen. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Whatever communications were coming in, some of you experienced some like naked power plays the end of last week going into the weekend, and then here we're going to open this up for you in this week ahead. But whatever was going on, it was fated, it was destined, it was supposed to be whatever it was. And so as you come into this week, you're kind of reconciling it, but you're just moving forward based on like whatever that was. Okay. I will also be breaking down just the highlights of the day for you on YouTube. And if you want like the play-by-play of all of the aspects of everything, then that will be in the weekly over on the Patreon. That weekly, my weekly overviews of the astrology, it's elevated astrology plus, because everyone is building up their electromagnetic selves, and they're oriented in a different perception of reality. So everything is like customized to that and to them. So you guys here on YouTube are getting like one nice big chunky highlight for the day. Monday, the 31st of March. The moon is in Taurus, and Monday, I really feel for you guys is going to be like a hangover from the eclipse weekend. Whatever was going on over the weekend, I feel like people are just going to be using Monday to, you know what it feels like? It feels like respect for the dead. That's what it feels like. Like if there was any, for example, if there was like, okay, so the tension this week will come through still being very attached to what you're trying to move beyond. So it's like if there was like a breakup over the weekend, Monday, and then like end of Sunday coming into Monday, it's like the argument about like you're breaking up with me because I'm going to this writer's retreat, this castle in Scotland for like 6 weeks, and you're upset that I'm doing this. Well, I'm breaking up with you because your mom's fucking psycho and crazy and like attacks me, and you never stick up for me, and you have a weird relationship with her. And it's like, that's why I'm breaking up with you. But, and they're like, well, and maybe they're like, well, stop changing the subject, leave my mom out of this. You love your career more than you love me. And it's like getting in the way and like, you know, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, bro, like, this is like my life's purpose. Like, this is my calling. Like, how are you even going to put that on me? Like, you're like an evil villain for even saying something like that. And you need to go to therapy. There's something weird going on with you and your mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it could be some kind of like, we're reshaping a long-term perspective over the weekend, coming into in this whole entire week. So don't let anyone keep you so invested in getting them to understand something. Don't let yourself get like all caught up in having to prove anything or make anyone understand anything. Like that Taurus Monday is going to be like very, very, very stubborn. So the elevated energy of this is going to be just so like you're cleaning out your car for the next road trip and you're at peace with it, and it just looks and feels so much better for you. Like this like, do you guys feel so much better now? I feel like everyone should be feeling so much better now after the weekend because of the weight that's just dropped, the heaviness or the whatever it was, like it just dropped. And you should be feeling light as a feather coming into this week and be really excited about building out your next new exciting thing. This is a very self-focused energy. So, for instance, what we do over on Patreon and everything that I teach, there's also lots of free teachings over on TikTok. It's very self-centered. It's very self-focused. You have to like and enjoy playing with yourself and your energy. I know what that sounds like, but it's true. Like to be like an energy master, you have to be self-focused and you have to be comfortable with that, loving yourself, engaging yourself, and connection, building your own connection. You'll only ever discover more of who you are. You'll only ever discover more of yourself. So Monday will only be stressful for people if they're like bitter and salty and holding on to like the past, the end. But elevated, you're cleaning, it's like the car's cleaned out and you're looking forward to the next adventure, the next road trip. Tuesday, we have Venus meeting the North Node in Pisces. So if there was like, if Monday was like either keeping your ear to the ground or like staying silent out of respect for the dead. Tuesday, we have Venus meeting the North Node in Pisces. That's so beautiful. Like if Monday was, we're gonna just have respect for the dead, then Tuesday is like a new lease on life. You had the funeral, you did the service, you laid the flower in the casket, you dropped the flower, and now you really are like fully, because you're led by that desire nature. You know what you want. No one can tell you what you want. No one can hold some kind of carrot over you and try to like artificially incite you. You know, like so Tuesday has a very deep, profound longing, want. The future looks beautiful. You're excited. The open road is ahead of you. And things are now like really much more in motion. There's a lot more happening on Tuesday, but we'll cover that over for the leaders and energy masters over on Patreon. Wednesday, we are really much more in our new thing as the changeover continues. Oh, I love this. The moon in Gemini sextiles the sun in Aries. That is like compass consciousness. That is like we have this like direction. Like the compass is like whatever happened over the weekend helped you with that compass consciousness, with the directional shifts and with and like giving you like the motivation, the want, the propeller, the caffeine, like you know what I'm saying, like whatever it is. So on Wednesday, the moon and the sun are just in such a positive harmony. It's very masculine with the sun in Aries and the moon in Gemini. Use Wednesday to help you. There will be like support or like resources or communications or just your own excitement, your own channeling, your own and if you okay, so if you have difficulty discerning the difference between anxiety, intuition, fears, channeled guidance, communications from your higher self, try the Patreon and do the things. Use all of our tools, engage with our community give yourself 30 days, give yourself a month, and you measure yourself the difference. All of this is from, you're going to get like experiential knowledge. It's not theoretical. So what makes us different is that like all other astrology and astrologers on YouTube, it's giving you the information, but when you don't know how to use it, it's like giving, a caveman a lighter and they're like, what the fuck? It's then it's like what they'll end up doing because it's so heady is they'll just try to learn more. They pull up even more charts. They learn other branches of astrology. And that's when astrology becomes its own mental illness. And it's not in action. So if you're ready for it's theoretical knowledge, and then however way they're oriented, it's going to be more of like receiving, okay, this is the information, and they're locked into like what's going to happen to me, how will this go. So if you want to try astrology through experiential knowledge, try the Patreon. Thursday, we have Thursday is funny. Thursday is going to be funny. So Thursday is we have the moon in Gemini squaring Saturn and Pisces. Okay, so you're supposed to have like watch my other video I did about the Aries eclipse because I talk about well in the future tense to put the positivity out there. Like, okay, through managing the Pisces crises and through managing the energy leaks over here, you're able to start over here. So not everyone's going to do that. Not everyone gets it. So if you get it, you know how to use Patreon. You know how to use what I'm doing. We've been passionate about saving the world since 20. I've been talking about it, like talking about saving the world since 2019. Like you get it, and you know how what I'm creating wants to be used and how you can use it for yourself. Okay. But anyway, back to Thursday. Some people, it's going to be like a last straw because they have not been cleaning up the crises. They haven't been plugging up the energy leaks. They haven't been taking care of the vagueness and ambiguity or the deception or the back and forth or the arguments or you know what I'm saying? So those people, it's going to be like it's like a last straw moment. But for what it should be, the elevated astrology is you're going to be feeling, yep, I was right on that call. I don't know if you heard that bird, but that bird was like, hell yeah, confirmation. So Thursday, people are either going to be let it, if you didn't let it go Sunday night, let it, good God, let it go. Let it go Thursday. Like you're just making it harder for yourself. You're making it worse for yourself. So, but we're going to be like affirmed. We're going to be feeling like, yeah, I was right on that call. Yep. I was really right on that. That was, Friday, we have Mercury retrograde meeting with the North Node in Pisces. There's so much happening on Friday. And I'm also okay, so Friday is a very fated day for communications, for news, for updates, for changes. There's a very powerful beginning that you want to start on the right foot. You want to, that's what I'm saying. Like you need to wrap up the energy leaks and let things go and give yourself a clean slate. Give yourself permission to focus on yourself and not feel guilty. People need to feel so guilty. People feel so bad for being egocentric. Listen, we need a healthy functioning ego to operate in everyday life. We're in physical reality for a reason. So release guilts and fears. If you're feeling guilty of being empowered, there's something there where that you picked up something of a negative belief about it. And the people that you're arguing with are just reinforcing that negative belief. So when are you going to let yourself off of the hook and really trust yourself? So this whole week, so Friday is the whole week is kind of leading up to Friday, and you just want to think about how you're going to start your new adventure on the right foot. How are you going to start something big and bold and bright and exciting the right way? How are you going to start this cleanly and crisply, having resolved things, having let go of things, having made some strong executive decisions about putting the energy leaks away, practicing acceptance, letting go of the fight, letting go of the just surrendering into the inherent control of the cosmos without trying to force anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just surrender to flow. Surrender to the flow. And you will have aligned action that is unobstructed. Unobstructed. So if you're perceiving obstruction, resistance, obstacles, blockages, Patreon. Saturday, I love. Saturday, the moon trines Saturn. So that's happiness, a yes, stable, grounded energy. Saturday looks glorious. Sunday, we have Venus retrograding in Pisces, making a sextile to Mars in Cancer. I feel like on that moment, by the time you get to Sunday, it will be a nice reflection on the equal give and take, like not overextending yourself, not sacrificing so much of who you are and what you care about for societal standards of you or parental expectations or subconscious loyalty to parents or whatever like it happens to be. Like you, I feel by like Sunday, you should be feeling like reaffirmed in trusting yourself. Like just see what happens. Trust yourself and see what happens. Trust yourself and watch everything fall into place. Watch how easy it is. Watch how simple it could be. Watch my video on TikTok about paradoxes, because if people are having issues with these kinds of things, then it's like there's the answer's there. You just have to like find it. So I love the weekend. Sunday looks like you should be like, the elevated astrology is that you should be feeling very balanced and happy and excited and motivated with how you have created equality and balance, fairness in your life, with that give and take, with what you want, with what you desire, with the change of direction that you're going in and how you have your own back. And, you know, the Mars retrograde, we're not, Mars is direct, but we're not out of the whole, what it's doing in our lives. We're not out of that yet. We're still creating new structures and taking new directions and going on new adventures. So it's like once you make that correction and you start on the new, you want to start on the right foot this week. You want to start with good groundwork. You want to, you know what I'm saying? So by Sunday, you should be feeling like peak excitement and happiness about turning something around in your life that you realize painfully over the holiday season just wasn't right for you. It didn't work for you. Otherwise, it would work for you. Like, if that was your soulmate, they would be your soulmate. If that was the city you were supposed to be in, you would be there. If that was the correct workflow, you would be flowing in that work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would just be what it is. But it wasn't. And so it's like now people, you know, everyone's like, okay, some people are trusting the new direction with their Mars and Cancer, and some people are still just like spinning their wheels. They're like the living dead. I'm going to stick with that. I just like it. I just like it. So I'm going to stick with it. Okay. Make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube, to the TikTok, to stay up to date on my masterclass series coming up, where I break the big things that people like really want to know. I'm going to be breaking it down into the most ideal, simplistic, easy to follow instruction, education, and it's going to be excellent manifestation and more. And so make sure to avail the Aries solar eclipse 𝚑𝚘𝚗 kit that's already up there on the Patreon. You can listen to the song for free on Bandcamp. And I'm producing music now. I am not musically talented. I'm the producer. I am producing the music. So we have guided meditation, the guided meditations up, the subliminal, the 6-hour subliminals up. And it's going to, you want to do this and really pulse it for the next 30 days. We're still in the eclipse portal this week. It's a very big week for changing over very big structures. And it's a very powerful beginning for something that is going to have long-term benefits. That's going to continue to increase in value over time. Okay, so keep that in mind. Trust yourself. Have a wonderful week ahead, everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.